I said, okay, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do. I was, when they say you're truly lost, I was really, really lost. One night, I had a couple of drinks, and I had decided that was probably going to be my last night. So I wrote a note, I got in my car, and I drove to a park, and I sat there in my car, and I put a gun in my mouth. I remember having this argument with myself, literally doing a countdown, like 1, 2, 3, go. It starts 6 years ago now. I spent about 3 years in Iraq doing some security work. I was there as a civilian. And I thought the transition back to, the real world would be seamless. In very, very short amount of time, I realized that it wasn't seamless. There were a lot of things going on in my head, a lot of things going on in my heart that regrets and just things you see and do after being in a war zone for a few years. So I struggled with that, and I didn't know how to reach out to things. I didn't want to really share a lot with my wife and my children. I didn't want them to think of me as some sort of monster, which I always thought of as myself. Discussion was it was time for me to leave, and it was time for me to leave for a number of reasons. Had thoughts of suicide, and at the time I reached out to the pastor at my other church, the church I was attending at the time, and said, I'm struggling, the divorce and the war and these demons in my head, and can you help? What should I do? And he sent an email back to me, and I printed it out and kept it because it was one of those kind of turning points in my life. And he said, until you get your drama sorted out, maybe the church isn't the best place for you.
I was lost and wandering through the dark, I could not see. I was helpless, bound by fear. You reached out to draw me near. In your presence there is freedom, there is power that will prevail. Every stronghold now defeated by your love that never fails. Oh, wondrous grace that took my sin, brought me back to your fold again. In the quiet, I heard you call, draw me close to where you are. In your presence, there is freedom, there is power that will prevail. Every stronghold now defeated by your love that never fails.
All this is going on. The LCBC campus was, I remember watching it being built, driving past, going back and forth to work and so on. And I drove down and I said, hey, well, there's a church. I didn't know what LCBC stood for at the time. And I said, I'm going to check it out. I miss, and see what this is like. It's very close to home. It's very convenient. And I walked in, and it was, I don't think overwhelming is the right word, but just bright. It was loud. There were people around, and I must have looked like, a lost sheep, because the lady from guest services came up and almost quite literally took me by the hand and said, you look a little confused. And I was like, yeah, it's my first time here. And she's like, okay, we got this. And we chatted. She engaged me in conversation and took me around and showed me things, and this is here and this is there, and that was it. And I sat in, went and listened to the gathering, filled out a comment card, and that was, I think, one of the first steps was just putting pen to paper, and something simple as going, divorce, struggling, very just, little 2 sentences. Monday afternoon, I got a phone call from the church, and they heard my story, and it was them saying, how can we pray for you? How can we help you through this? What resonated was these were people that don't know me. They read a couple of sentences on a comment card and said, you matter to us, and that was one of those hallmark moments for me. It was just finding moments that said, you're in the right place. At the end of our conversation, he said, let me pray for you. And I don't remember anybody ever asking me that before. So I continued, and I went back, and there were messages that I heard that I was just like, how do you know that? How do you know that you're speaking right to me? I got plugged into a life group and became very close to the people in my life group. I mean, it's just been an amazing journey. That's where I'm at now, and it's a far better place than I was before. And I am really looking forward to the next chapter that God has in store for me. That's my story. I am Dave Nitsch, and I am a life changed by Christ.
Like a rushing wind, Spirit move within, you are here. Be my one desire, all-consuming fire, you are here. Like a rushing wind, Spirit move within,